Today's video is sponsored by PotownStore.com, the best place to get yourself some TCG code cards. They are compatible with TCG Live, and you can of course get everything on the website for 5% off using the coupon code ZapdosTCG. This video is also sponsored by CARDMARKET.com. This is a European platform where you're able to buy and sell cards to people all across Europe. I personally use it every single day, and you can do it as well. And you can use the referral name ZapdosTCG to help support the channel. This video is also sponsored by PLAYMAT.com. This is a platform where you're able to, of course, create your own custom playmat. They have, of course, capabilities to ship worldwide, and you can get 10% off by clicking the link down below. So definitely check it out. Last but not least is Dragon Shield, the best brand to protect your beautiful cards. You can of course there's links down below for US and European people, and you can of course get your best quality sleeves available, as well as deck boxes and binders. Thanks so much for sticking around with the commercials. I hope you enjoyed today's upload. If you do, be sure to let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button, and let's get this video going. Sup YouTube, it's ZapdosTCG here, and welcome back to another TCG video on my channel. On this channel you get daily Pokemon TCG content, so be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. Today we're going to be checking out the Paldean Fates set that comes out next week. On the 26th of January we'll be getting this mini set, and it will be packed with lots of shiny cards for the collectors to collect. Also a couple of reprints will be in here, and in this video we're going to be doing the entire set review. We're going from A to Z, from the beginning to the end, talking about the cards that are in Paldean Fates. So if you guys are excited, let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button, as it helps support the channel so much, and of course the YouTube algorithm and all that good stuff, so you guys would help me out. Only takes one tiny second of your time. With that being said, let's check out Paldean Fates. This is going to be a set with not a lot of competitive cards. Initially I wanted to make a video about the top 10 best cards for competitive play for the Paldean Fates set, but unfortunately I couldn't find a lot of cards, so I actually went with the set review instead, so we can just go over the set, which is going to be super fun. Grab yourself a soda and a snack, and let's just get this set review started. Okay, first of all I want to say is like Paldean Fates, I don't know why they keep getting like Hidden Fates, Shiny Fates, Paldean Fates. They have something with the name Fates, and I think they need to change that, because set names need to be unique. That's something I really like. So yeah, and also I'm missing out on set symbols these days. Set symbols are like super cool, and now currently they are just numbers. So yeah, anyhow, with that being said, let's just dive in. We have Pineco and Fortress, again reprinted from Paldea Evolved. We're not going to be taking a look at that. We have Maractus, which is able to like flip a lot of coins. We don't have like a lot going for this, but if you flip 4 heads, you slap 120, and it also draws cards with its first attack. Very like bulk, it's a bulk card. Toadscruel gets reprinted. There's Esperada EX. This is actually the first EX we're going to be taking a look at, and if you guys can tell, it actually comes packed with some crazy stats. It has one energy, 1 second energy slapping 30 damage, and if you can see here, this attack does 30 more for each energy attached to both active Pokemon. So like reminiscing of the X-Ball of Mewtwo EX of Next Destinies. So for 1 energy you can slap a ridiculous amount of damage. Depends on which Pokemon you're up against, to be honest. But as mentioned, if let's say you're up against a Gardevoir that has a lot of energies, you can slap a lot of damage. But I don't think the stuff is going to help here. The cool thing is that its ability here. As long as this Pokemon is in the active spot, attacks used by your opponent's active Pokemon cost 1 colorless energy more. And I think it actually synergizes well with its attack. It's a 260 HP grass type stage 1 Pokemon. It's an EX. It has 1 retreat cost, weak to fire. With of course new cards coming into the format, ancient Pokemon that will come into the format with the next set, the Temporal Forces. You might have to worry about the fire weakness, but for now I think it's good. The cool thing I see this card shining is like with of course control decks. You might think about like crushing hammers, about ways you can move around the energies here and there. If you can just deny the opponent from ever attacking, there's a lot of decks out there. If you have to get a colorless energy more to attack, that it could be like a head scratcher. On the other hand, there's way more decks out there, like chien-pao can just over attach. Charizard can just put 3 energies on the attacking, on their active Pokemon if they want to. There's also Gardevoir EX that can just over-attach as well. As mentioned, Gardevoir EX will only rotate, actually the deck, the Shining Arcana Gardevoir will only rotate in April, so there's still going to be this set with the current meta pool that we currently have. All the cards, the card pool is still available, and I would say here that Espatara, or whatever it's called here, Espatra EX is actually going to be very bad. Not only Path to the Peak still around, so you can shut down that ability. Decks can just over-accelerate. Same goes for Miraidon, who we don't care if let's say you over-attach and get 4 energies onto a Miraidon, you can just still go crazy and start swinging damage. And I don't think this card will shine, but maybe after rotation, when we have like more hand disruption with the Snippers item card, where we have like Crushing Hammer in combination with this ability, no more Path to the Peak, maybe we could see it in a control-ish archetype where you have this in the active position and the opponent is never able to attack because every single time you get rid of their energies. Okay, Charmander gets reprinted, but the cool thing is there is a Charmeleon out there that has 90 HP, slaps 50 damage, but it comes back with an ability, which is actually super cool. It actually states, prevent all effects of attacks used by your opponent's Pokemon done to this Pokemon, so it is safe from Sableye Sprinkles. Will people cut their Jirachi currently in the Charizard builds? Probably not, because typically you have Charmander, Pidgey, and then you slap down Jirachi, so they're safe. But could be an addition to the Jirachi, so you can add in the Charmeleon as a one-off into your deck, so you're going to be able to have this Charmeleon be your one-off Charmeleon. It actually instantly prevents yourself from Sable Sprinkles, which is actually super nice. It still doesn't protect you from Greninja Snipe, so you will still need Manaphy in your deck, but will this get you like an additional spot where you just get rid of Jirachi and add in Charmeleon instead, and you gain 1 additional slot? I probably don't think so, because Jirachi still protects 2 Pokemon while this just protects itself, but we'll figure it out. It's a nice Charmeleon, and the Charizard line has been getting a lot of love lately. Okay, Magmortar, I think we still already have these. This is from the start set from the Skeledirge deck over in Japan that we now get into the Paldean Fates set. Camerupt, Ancient Roar, okay, you may discard fire, okay. So this card actually slaps 120 damage and for 2 fires and the cards, and if you discard a fire energy, you slap 240. 240 for stage 1 Pokemon. Is it going to be enough? Probably not, because getting all these fire energies on there could be hard. You can have, of course, rely on Magma Basin, but without, maybe Raihan Magma Basin Camerupt deck where you just continuously slap 240. You could test it out as a rogue deck, I suppose. Okay, Armarouge gets a reprint from the Scarlet and Violet base set. So lots of reprints. There's a cool Frigibax. Frigibax with 70 HP nonetheless. So this 70 HP Frigibax could be a replacement of the current Frigibax of 70 HP we have. And it also draws a card with Collect. So if you're ever in need where you're bricking and you have like this Frigibax with 2 retreat cost still, I don't like the 2 retreat cost on this Frigibax, you can add this into your chien-pao deck instead of the other 70 HP one. So there's that. So it's a small upgrade, but if you're bricking, you can at least draw a card with Collect. Okay, there is Raichu from the 151 set gets a reprint in here. So lots of reprint sets from all over the Scarlet and Violet block. Okay, not a lot of cards we need to take a look at. There is this Kilowattrel. This attack does 10 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon for each Pokemon in your discard pile that has the United Wings attack. So, as mentioned, United Wings at one point was a deck that Alex Szymanski put on the map a little bit by having a high performance with United Wings. Of course, we have Murkrow, we have the Wattrel, we have the Flamigo. So there's a lot of Pokemon working together with the United Wings. You have typing Darkness and Lightning by your side. And if you ever evolve your Wattrel, you can now have a fine sniping attack. So the cool thing with this is that sniping 10 damage plus, to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Let's say you have like, let's say 9 United Wings Pokemon in your discard pile. You're sniping 90. So that could be actually a nice way to finish off some Pokemon that you slap with United Wings and that retreated to the bench. So this is actually a nice one-off to, of course, use in your United Wings deck. Unfortunately, United Wings is actually not that well positioned currently. Although we still need to test it out with Jirachi. I guess you can try and make that deck, but the problem is hitting for Lightning Weakness is not that relevant. Although you can knock out a Pidgeot EX and a Charizard matchup. and you can still knock out Palkia V-Star in specific like Goldango or like Palkia decks. It is not that prevalent. And Darkness Weakness, of course, you can knock out Gardevoir and Mew VMAX with United Wings. So can United Wings see a little resurgence? We'll have to figure it out together. There is Azatu reprints. We already saw Azatu before. There's a Curlia, unfortunately. This actually is not having Refinement or Mirage Tap, so it's not that great. We will lose, of course, Mirage Tap in April. Gardevoir EX also in this set. So the Paldean Fates set is like a mixture of all different sorts of Scarlet and Violet cards. Okay. Any cards we're missing out on? This is a Mr. Mime. Your opponent chooses one of their Pokemon's attacks. Use this as this attack. You don't even need the required energies, and also you don't need any energies at all. You of course pack with free retreat, and you have an attack which you can use for 0 energy. So in a world, actually, I'm gonna give a little example, right? So if you're up against Comfy decks, you're just gonna copy paste 30 damage from the Comfy or is it 20 damage. But if you're, let's say hypothetical, you're up against Arcdura. Right? And Arcdura has Trinity Nova, you have an Arceus V-Star, and they have G-Max Polarization. So for 0 energies, this Mr. Mime Jr. can actually copy-paste that for 0 energies to slap 200 or 220. Kind of crazy, right? So in specific random scenarios, this Mr. Mime Jr. can actually pack quite the punch for 0 energies. Can we give another example for current meta decks? I'll give the example of a Miraidon deck. Miraidon has Miraidon. They also come back with Raikou, and they also, if they don't slap down Raichu or whatever, you can actually get away with like using Mr. Mime as a cool way to deal with Miraidon. They can copy paste the attack from Miraidon. You can copy paste Raikou's attack. There's interesting, but sometimes if they slap down Mareep, you're gonna be stuck with oh no, they have Mareep in play. They will use that attack. So it's a fun card. I like it. Probably we'll see some niche uses eventually, like against like a Roaring Moon deck. Let's say. Yeah, probably they will gonna copy paste the Squack ability deck, but in certain scenarios, this could be a YOLO card I can get in random board states. It's definitely gonna be funny for sure. Okay, then we have some more bulk cards. There's Mimikyu being reprinted, of course. Safeguard. I think Safeguard will be nice. There's gonna be an Ace Pack card coming out soon with 100 additional HP. Is it gonna be enough to put Mimikyu 170 HP Pokemon? Probably not, because Lost Vacuum is still a thing. There's more cards that got reprinted. Not a lot. That's why I think this set is actually pretty interesting because it's gonna be one of those sets that making a top 10 cards video is impossible. Most of the cards are reprints. So we have Gimme Goal. Flip a coin if heads during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage. So you have a Gimme Goal with a 1 retreat cost, which is super great, and also can protect itself from damage. So you can buy yourself a turn. So this Gimme Goal might actually replace the current Gimme Goals, although the one with 70 HPs do feel better if I'm being honest. But this has a 1 retreat cost, so you can attach retreat and maybe adding Hisuian Basculin into your deck for some more setup. Who knows? Okay, moving forward, Annihilate got a reprint. Donphan also reprinted, but these are actually very bad cards. Not a lot of cards worth talking about. Then there's Great Tusk, 250 HP Ancient Pokemon, basic Pokemon. So, like, this could become quite the monster. I'm gonna be, honest here. 250 HP. And you can actually equip it with Ancient Energy Boost Capsule to put it to 310 for a basic Pokemon. That's kind of crazy, right? That's like VMAX territory. And that's only with a tool card equipped. It comes with a pretty crazy downside. If this Pokemon is in the active spot, at the end of your turn, discard the top 5 cards of your deck. You could be pairing this with Path to the Peak to shut down that downside. But on the other hand, you could be playing this in a Kyogre Lost Box deck to make sure you dig deeper to the end of the deck. I know, it sounds silly, but there might be certain decks out there that want to mill themselves, so they have the... I'm gonna give an example. Who remembers the Eldegoss loop back in the days of EYC 2022, if I'm not mistaken? So, Eldegoss looping. You needed your deck to be completely thinned out. Well, this can definitely help to mill yourself, so you're in that infinite loop. That's definitely something I could see it working out. Eventually, at one point, when there's like a looping deck out there, and then the 260 damage output, that attack damage isn't affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. So you can slap through something like a Mimikyu, for example. You can slap straight through that, or maybe some Pokemon say like basic Pokemon can't attack, who cares, you just slap through them. 260, you can easily, might I add, set it up with like Professor Sada, DTE of the turn, and E-Switch. Then you can instantly set it up, but then you're only slapping 240, which is still a nice number, let's be honest. But do you want to actually do that when there's a chance that you have the full control, right? If you have Path down, maybe an ancient deck with Professor Sada's Vitality and a couple of Path, to make sure that you slap down Path during the turn you're attacking so you don't mill yourself. So that's actually pretty interesting because it actually states down here in that ability, if this Pokemon is in the active spot at the end of your turn, not at the opponent's turn, so you do have control when you can shut down this ability. There's definitely something there. 260 is not a bad number, but I think Roaring Moon is just way better because you have Pact and Frenzied Gouging, and you also slap 220 with the Calamity Storm, so it's not going to be better, but eventually maybe it might see play, but when Path rotates in April, I don't see it working out. Charizard in this set as well, so Charizard in this set, Gardevoir in this set. This is a set for like people that want to get into the game, right? There's also a reprinted Gengar that is not good, Paldean Clodsire, which is actually also a reprint, so lots of reprinted cards. There's Reveroom, which actually didn't see a lot of play currently, which also saw a reprint. There's Iron Threats, new card here. Future Pokemon, so all the future kind of cards will work for this one. And yeah, Clad Rolling, 150 damage. You may discard a future boost energy capsule attached to this Pokemon. If you do, during your opponent's next turn, the Pokemon takes 150 less damage from attacks. 150 less. You could technically set this up with that Ace-Pack card to set up stuff. Maybe the Miraidon the future Miraidon that comes out in the next set might help this card out as well. And I think it's funny that Iron Threats and the Great Tusk, all the way in the Scarlet and Violet base set, were really bad. They didn't even have future or ancient tag printed on them. They were really bad. These are actually better to use. 150 less is like Gudra territory, but ×2. I know this could become great when Escape Rope rotates, but on the other hand, we will get Prime Catcher, we will get Bossasaurus, people will just play around this, and might I add, there's also Frenzied Gouging, which can instantly evaporate a card like this. And 150, I think, is actually a great number because you're going to be at, people will need to slap 370 damage to one-shot this fella. That's insane, and not a lot of fire is being played currently. Like, a Radiant Zard could take this, I guess, but like, even a Radiant Zard cannot take it down, right? Like, if I'm being honest here, 370 even, like, yeah, Radiant Zard is like the only thing in my mind that could take this guy down in one shot because of weakness. We don't have a way to get rid of the weakness, but that's only at the late stage of the game. You can also set this up with Barrage Gate, I suppose. So, yeah, now that I think about it, like, you could play this with Comphase, with maybe the Zamazenta as well from Crown Zenith. And you have some Mirage Gates out there. You slap 150 damage less is actually kind of bonkers. And in the process, you also hit something like a chien-pao for weakness. And yeah, that's about it probably. So 150 less. I think not even Gardevoir with like all the energies attached can deal with this guy. The problem I see here is that Bossasaurus and Escape Rope are still in the format. There is a one prize Goldango out there. Interesting artwork. Attach any number of basic metal energy from your hand to your Pokemon in any way you like. Okay, so Earth and Vessel, and boom, with this attack you just spread them all over your field. Probably not going to be seeing play. And then 80 damage, flip a coin for each metal energy attached to this Pokemon. That's also YOLO behavior, just flipping coins. Noivern sees a reprint. Okay, there's a Sizzalisar, whatever, Cyclezar, whatever, I don't even know how to pronounce this. 100 damage, flip a coin of heads. During your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage. So you can fly, I guess. Let's just like Flying Pikachu, just prevents all effects and damage, which is just buying yourself a turn, I suppose. But again, Escape Rope balls, people play around. It's Quackability also in this set, so it's nice for people just to buy this set, just to get some staple cards. Gardevoir EX, Quackability EX, what else was there? Charizard EX, all going to be cards that are still going to be good for the next couple of years. Okay. Trainer cards. Artisan sees a reprint. There's the Atticus trainer card, supporter. You shuffle your hand to your deck, then draw 7. And you can only use this card if your active Pokemon is poisoned. So this could be combined with the Brood Bonnet, I suppose, where you poison Brute Bonnet, just like let yourself get poisoned, both active Pokemon get poisoned, and then you go from there where you're able, I think Brute Bonnet does that, right? I should really check here so I don't get some fake news up in the world. Brute Bonnet with the Ancient Energy Boost Capsule here. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon has an Ancient Boost Capsule, you may make both active Pokemon poison. So yeah, with Brute Bonnet, you can turn this into a very staple shuffle draw supporter. Interesting. So if this could be used in if you're playing Ancient Energy Boost Capsules together with Brute Bonnet as a high off in your deck, this could actually become maybe a 2-off. Not bad. Okay. But any other deck will never use this. There's Clive. Look at this guy's hair. His hair is pointy. So, your opponent reveals their hand. Draw 2 cards for each supporter card you find there. Terrible supporter. Like, at most, you might find like 2. Then you just draw 4. And if that's not good. But in other scenarios, let's say you're up against like a Miraidon, and sometimes they like Squawkabillion draw themselves like 4 supporters. You can draw 8. It's a YOLO supporter for all you know. The opponent has no supporters, then you draw 0. And also with decks, not playing a lot of supporters out there. Think about like Color's Experiment as their own, and Professor Sada. These will be decks not playing a high amount of supporters, so there's that. Generators in here, Iono's here, then Moonlight Hill, probably the best card from the set. Here, adding some additional buff to Gardevoir in its last couple of phases where Arcana still around and Mirage Tap before rotation. Moonlit Hill, we did see that already played in Japan because it was already released in Japan like 2 months ago. Once during each player's turn, that player may discard a Psychic basic energy from their hand in order to heal 30 damage from each of their Pokemon. This does mean that you can get an additional Psychic Embrace energy onto your Arcana, making it way easier to knock out specific Pokemon. And there's also a way to get extra Psychic energies in that discard pile. So now you can like Radiant Greninja, Psychic Energy. Refinement, Psychic Energy. Refinement, Psychic Energy. Moonlit Hill, Psychic Energy. So getting the energies in the discard pile will be easier than ever before. And healing 30 also helps out against spread situations where the opponent sometimes like Sable sprinkles a little bit of damage here and there. Or against Yoga Loop shenanigans where the opponent uses double gunners and that. So Moonlit Hill, very strong stadium for Gardevoir as a straight buff to the deck. Then there is Nimona's Backpack, and it states here, put up to 2 Nimona from your discard pile into your hand, and Nimona is just Hop or Charon or whatever, just draw 3 cards, vanilla supporter, but you can get them back. I've seen before, like, who remembers Looker from the bottom of the deck and like Looker's Whistle to get the Lookers back? Could be something similar where you want to make sure you deck yourself almost out and you can infinitely loop, and drawing a lot of cards could technically be good. Are there decks out there that just want to draw cards? Yes, in the form of Goldango. Goldango, when Path rotates, Nimona will be a nice way, together with like the Nimona's Backpack, so you can always have access to drawing cards. But there's like Avery rotates. We know that Worker will no longer be that necessary without Path, so maybe this could be a package for Goldango, but that's just stretching the mile. I don't even know if it ever will see play, but it's an interesting item card to get supporters from the discard pile back. Paldean Student, search your deck for a Pokemon that doesn't have a rule box. Reveal it and put it in your hand. For each other students in Paldea in your discard pile, so the more you have them, the better. You may search your deck for another Pokemon that doesn't have a rule box, shuffle your deck. Okay, so Pokemon EX, Pokemon V have rule boxes. Also, Radiant Pokemon have rule boxes. So without like stuff like Battle Compressor, if you play 4 of these, let's just imagine. You're way better off playing like Ultra Ball, to be honest, to fetch like your evolution Pokemon or whatever. Or there's like, if you want evolutions, there are better answers out there. Like Jock is also a way you can get some evolutions. If you want basic Pokemon Battle VIP Pass, is just miles better to just get your rule box Pokemon into play, like your Squawkabillies, your Radiant Greninjas, etc. So it's a bad card. I will never use it because he will need, like, let's say you play 4 Pokegear to get this, and just to get 2 Pokemon out, that's just way too crazy. It's a bad card. Then there's also Paldean Student, a different version of the card. So you have 2 different versions. You have the male version and the female version, I suppose. So they're exactly doing the same thing. So there's that. There's research, rare candy. Then a new technical machine, the Crisis Punch. This actually is pretty cool. If the opponent has exactly 1 prize card remaining, you can use this attack. Crisis Punch, 280. So you can only use it only when your opponent has 1 prize card remaining. 1 prize decks can force this. You can use this in all sorts of plethora of attackers. I can give an example. You could use this on a Cramorant to attack for free for 280 damage. That's kind of crazy when you think I'll need a late game finisher. You no longer will need Radiance Dart and Energy. This could be also a way to slap 280 to take your last 2 prize cards with a 1 prizer if the opponent is at exactly 1 prize card. You could also Mirage get onto other attackers. I could see this working out. For example, and other decks like Miraidon, so you can actually get to that number that you typically had some trouble with, 280. So Miraidon does need 3 energies to attack. Raikou can of course benefit from this. You can Flaffy onto it. So 280 is a very great damage output, but like in decks like Miraidon, it's probably going to be 222 that the opponent goes for. But maybe you attack with Zapdos at one point. So there are ways. It is universally, because 3 colorless energies, a lot of decks can do that. Even Shining Arcana can out of nowhere slap 280 without putting too much damage onto yourself to just get the KO. Interesting stuff, right? Yeah, lots of decks can actually use this, but will it be seeing play? Of course, it is searchable with stuff like Arven, so Arven-based decks might try this out. Who knows? Ultra Ball also in here. So this is a set for people that are new to the game. You can get some research, you can get candies, you can get Nazballs, Iono, Squawkabillies. You can just get some staples and a couple of new cards like Moonlit Hill and the TM Technical Machine is like the better cards from the set. But then this set also comes packed with tons and tons of shiny Pokemon cards. So let's just get a visual look at the set. We did talk about all these cards already, but then there are the shiny Pokemon, as you can see here. They look super nice. People always love playing with them, so if you want to straightly upgrade your deck currently, like with Charmanders, there are already like the Alt Art Charmanders, which do look pretty cool. Even the Charmeleon gets the shiny treatment. So if you want to, of course, pimp out your Charizard deck even more, you can just take a look at a lot of these cards. You can pull all these shinies, just like back in the days of like Shiny Fates and stuff. And they are like collector's items. But sometimes there are some competitive cards in here that might want to, if you don't have these already, you can just straightly pimp your deck, which is super nice. Like I like the Charmander. Golden Charmander always looks super nice. There is, I think the what other cards do we have here that might actually... Baxcalibur! Get your shiny Baxcaliburs, ladies and gentlemen. They are in the set. What else do we have? United Wings Wattrel. I don't even know if we have Murkrow as well. I'm just gonna go through the most interesting shiny Pokemon that I currently see. There is Xatu. I like this Xatu. Shiny Xatu. If Xatu ever becomes mainstay, we could actually see that. Shiny Klefki to make the opponent look at something nice while they're not able to play the game. Shiny Mimikyu. This one looks super dope. This is nice. I like this Mimikyu. Spiritomb. I think Spiritomb will... this is a nice way to like fetch out the Spiritomb. It's like nice looking art. But as mentioned, in April we will have that crazy rotation just before EYC. And we will be able to, of course, have a new set, Temporal Forces legal, while a lot of cards will have rotated. And... Tinkaton, also shiny one. Yeah, Murkrow is also here, so you can shiny pimp United Wings, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't that something nice? Currently, I don't see any other cards. I really am looking for Pidgey. Is that the call for family Pidgey? I think so. So yeah, pimp out even the Ditto. I like this Ditto as well. So Ditto saw a lot of play in like some. Is this Snorlax? Is this the one that is the Snorlax block? Or is it another Snorlax? 130 damage. I want to check real quick here which Snorlax this is, because if it's Snorlax block, you can Snorlax Pokemon Go. It's not Snorlax from Pokemon Go. It's another Snorlax, luckily. So, and I do want to note here that some of these cards, let's say cards that are rotating, I don't know. I think they're all Scarlet and Violet cards, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't think there will be some cards rotating. I could be entirely wrong on this. Yeah, they're all Scarlet and Violet cards, so I don't think any of them rotate. They have G regulation marks and all that good stuff. So even this Pidgey has the G regulation mark. So I think we're good. We can yeah, Flamigo. Let's go. Shiny stuff. So these are the shiny Pokemon you can collect. But then there's even some shiny EX Pokemon. Pidgeot, the golden Pidgeot to fetch everything. Squawkabilly. I think I like the alt art Quack ability even more. This Mew looks pretty nice. It's a shiny one. It's a blue Mew. What else? It's nice. Even this new one gets, of course, the shiny treatment. There's Alakazam. Not a lot of great, like, competitive EXs, I might add. Illustration rare Pokemon are also part of this set. So there's some full art supporters for the people that want to collect them. Judge is returning, as mentioned. And then there's the trainer Pokemon there. This is a special illustration rare. These are going to be the money-making cards from the set. Look at this Mew. There's an Oddish, Poliwag, Rattata, Diglett, Bellsprout. Super cool card. I like this one. There's Gardevoir EX. Look at the tremendous artwork. Still, you can see some detail here. Wooper, some Pachirichus there. So I love the illustration rares. Look at this Charizard. This is way too much to handle. Look at that. That's insane. That artwork, crazy. So Charizard lovers, I don't know what the prices will go for because currently, like, cards are not that expensive. Illustration rares for these cards. Is that Arven? Cool. Okay, so lots of cards to collect. Is this Iono? This looks super nice though. Yeah, Penny as well. And then we have gold cards. Okay. Gold cards. These are gonna be. Hey, look at them go. Chien-pao gold. If you want to like Miraidon. Okay. Koraidon. Okay, I think the cards you really want to be checking out is Golden Chien-pao, Golden Miraidon. Golden Miraidon looks pretty interesting, but there's so many alterations of like versions of these cards already. These are the cards cut that will be put in promo cards, by the way, so we are not getting these cards. They will actually be included in some special promo cards. So yeah, thank you all for watching today's video on the Paldean Fates set. Which card are you looking forward to most? For me, it's probably gonna be that Mew. It just laughing in my face. I really need this Mew. It is gonna be completing my life. It's gonna be awesome. Let me know what your favorite card is from Paldean Fates down below. Go check out our sponsors as well. If you are looking for sleeves to, of course, protect your beautiful cards, play at upcoming regionals, internationals, you name it, you want some sleeves, go head over to dragonshield.com and click that link down below, or use the coupon ZapdosTCG to get like 5% on everything on the website. I even have like the cool looking Rick and Morty sleeves. They are not tournament legal, but they are super cool to collect, so definitely go check out dragonshield.com. There's PokedownStore.com, the best place for TCG live code cards. You can use the coupon code ZapdosTCG for 5% off on everything on the website. There is PLAYMAT.com to create your own custom playmat from scratch. Definitely do so. New year, new playmat. They ship worldwide, so definitely check it out. You can upload your favorite wallpaper, your own unique design, your own logo, and they turn it into a beautiful playmat. Super nice, of course, to be playing on. And then there is, yeah, you can get that 10% discount. So definitely check that link down below. There's CARDMARKET.com as well for European players to buy and sell cards to people all across Europe. Use the referral name ZapdosTCG to help support the channel. And that's it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow for some more brand new Pokemon TCG content. Subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys then. Peace.